Now, just like I told you, big smile, please.
I guess at the end of the day, it's all part of the job.
Hello there, everyone! I'm Tanya Jakurachov. They call me the White Silver.
Soldiers, we've moved from an armistice to a sortie. As you know, Command does whatever it wants. And us, we have no choice but to follow orders. We'll crush our foes until no one's left to oppose the Empire. Unfortunately, now our enemy is the entire world. There's no avoiding this cruel war, and no end to how long we must fight to extinguish all threats to the fatherland. And so, men, that's why I want to stand before you and say this one more time. If there truly is a God looking down on us from above, then he is a stern, solemn, infinitely good being. A being we don't deserve, who's far too great for us. A God filled with wrath, who keeps forcing us to risk our lives on the battlefield. Because if he's in control, then this is all his fault, right?
God rest ye merry gentlemen, nothing you could say. Remember Christ our Savior was born.
貴様を切り刻んで豚の餌にでもしてやるぞ。
But enjoy your lives of joy.
I have to follow their orders. If I go against them, the last thing I see could be a firing squad. We almost did it! We had a chance to finally win this war once and for all! I have seen hatred personified. It burned in the eyes of a man, promising retribution no matter what the cost. I have seen the moment when a talented soldier lost all reason and gave himself over to anger. I have witnessed countless acts of vengeance. They were driven by fury. And so I realized something during this war. No, perhaps it would be more appropriate to say I remembered something that I'd forgotten. and I have personally experienced the irrationalism of humanity. I know what happens when emotions make someone unreasonable. No matter how much we believe we've modernized, no matter what social constructions we pledge to live by, humans continue to be foolish creatures. We think we're so advanced, but when pushed, we still prioritize emotion over logic. When a human being's overcome with hatred, they'll keep fighting without concern for self-interest or reason, regardless of what they might stand to gain or lose. In this world, there was a huge divide between the rich and poor. Lower classes were all but fated to a miserable life. It didn't help that the country was gripped in the sort of widespread madness that precedes war.
We must punish the enemies of the fatherland! Now's the time to show our power!
It was obvious to me that a large-scale conflict was inevitable, and I feared that it would be impossible for a poor, powerless little girl to survive. But fortunately, in this world, magic really existed. And during one of my routine physicals at the orphanage, my magical aptitude was noted. I'd learned enough about the army to know that they drafted any citizen who had talents like mine and trained them as military mages. So I figured if I were going to be drafted in the future, it makes sense to go ahead and volunteer for service, go through officer training, and attempt to get promoted quickly.